Greetings and God's peace be with you. My name is Kristofer Lindh-Payne, and I'm one of the co-rectors at St. Francis Episcopal Parish and Community Center. I missed being with you all over the weekend for both for Wally Dan's funeral. I understand that it was an incredible celebration of his life, and then for our worship together on Sunday. I know I got to worship along with you all virtually and hear Sarah preach and the musical offerings. There wasn't a way for me to engage around the trunk or treat afterwards, but I heard that it was pretty fantastic, so I'm sorry that I missed out on that. I loved being able to participate in some ways virtually, and I also really love being able to officiate at Wally's internment on Friday. But I wanted to share with you some of the work that I've been doing over the last several days, just so that the people of St. Francis had a sense of some of the great work that you all are enabling and that I've had a chance to connect with. So on Saturday, I got the chance to host the Diocesan Vestry Vitality Day. We had some members from St. Francis that were a part of that. In fact, Barbara Lewis was one of the small group facilitators, but we had like 75 people register for this event, folks from across the diocese. 4 panelists that shared ways that they were seeing signs of resurrection and new life in their midst. The scriptural theme for the event comes out of the prophet Ezekiel. The question, mortal, can these bones live? And I know that Sarah was preaching about that on Sunday here at St. Francis as well. This is a really important question for us to ponder, and I know that you all got to wrestle with that as part of the worship experience on Sunday. As a diocese, we're struggling with that same question as well, and finding new ways of being a community of faith together. It was incredible to hear these signs and wonders of the ways in which these bones are living again in different parts of the diocese, as people from Western Maryland and Southern Maryland and the suburbs around Central Maryland and Baltimore City, to hear these witnesses of God's good news. As I gathered myself up that morning and was walking in the building, I came in through the Diocesan Center side entrance, and I discovered a little bird that had hit one of the windows and had died. It made me really sad to think about, and I got a chance to pray over it and think about this question in a very tangible way. Can these bones live? Praying over the bird that looks like it had died at least 24, if not 48 hours before. Thinking about God's breath coming upon the bones that we heard about in the prophet Ezekiel. Thinking about the signs of life, wishing that this death had not come upon the bird, but recognizing the patterns of life and death as a part of just what it means to be human, what it means to be a creature of God, whether that be a winged creature, or a hoofed animal, or those of us that walk on 2 feet. When we ponder our mortality, we ponder the cycles of life and death. It can bring up lots of fear, and it can challenge us in ways that we can get stuck in. As I stand here in our memorial garden looking out at the columbarium with the altar over to my left here and the birdhouse off my shoulder, ponder the ways that God is bringing new life to us here at St. Francis. Even in the midst of death, even in the midst of our grief, that God's resurrection power is still so present to us. On Sunday morning, while you all were worshiping at St. Francis, I had a chance to go out and talk with our siblings in Christ at the church of Messiah and St. Matthias, a newly forming congregation made up of two Northeast Baltimore City churches that are in the process of merging and becoming one. To be able to share with them the good news of what God did in bringing us together to make us one church 3 years ago. In fact, as we were being formed, couldn't have imagined then the journey that we would have been on these last 3 years, the challenges we would face, and the ways in which God would give us these great gifts. As we look out into an uncertain future, not knowing how God will guide us, I have such hope, such faith in the possibilities and the ways in which God is renewing us, calling us to come alive. On this day in which we recognize all saints and all souls and all Hallows Eve, we ponder the thin veil that separates life from death, and we ponder what it means to be people of the resurrection. As we breathe in the new life that God is giving us, and we take the gifts we've been given and we do the work that we've been called to do. It's so much to witness and give thanks to. I give thanks to God for you, this parish and community center, the great work that God is doing through you, and for the ways in which our impact is being felt in and around our wider community across the diocese even. Can these bones live again? We know the answer is yes. We are experiencing that good news, and this is a story worth telling. Until next time, Christ's peace be with you.